I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh, shorty, where you going? I just need one moment, so baby, keep your focus. I say, stay, baby, stay with me, stay, baby. Please don't run away, please don't stray away. Put your gun on the neck.
YouTube, what up? Today, I'm gonna show y'all how to mix y'all vocals like X. If you wanna skip all the steps that I'm about to show you, the link to go download the preset will be in the description for y'all. Quick, fast, easy, drag and drop. But with no more time being wasted, let's get right into it. So to start off with this preset, the first thing we threw on was that Waves Tune Real Time Auto Tune. Now, you can, switch this up because I know X got multiple styles. So overall, if this type of style doesn't sound right for what you're going for with X, you can just turn the auto tune down, as well as the wet effects, which we will get into in a second. That's why I separated it. We got a signal for all the dry shit, and then all the wet effects for, if you want to make your shit a little more melodic sounding and shit like that. But with the auto tune, we went for a 0.1 speed, and always for my Waves Tune auto tune, I keep this shit down at all times. And note transition will go to 6.6. You can put this up or down, so like the lower the number is for this, the more auto tune you will have. The higher the number is, the less the auto tune will be overall. For this song specifically, which we are doing, Bad Vibes Forever, it's a natural minor F. So yeah, something quick, easy, not too hard, right? So we're gonna turn everything else off and show y'all with just the auto tune what we have so far. And also with this auto tune, you do not have to use Waves Tune auto tune. If you have Picture in FL Studio, it's the free plugin. Just throw it on and you'll be cool. Now moving on to this.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
Now moving on to our noise gate here, we threw on the Fruity limiter, and the noise gate settings are pretty simple. Make sure it's on limit, and then just, copy these exact settings. I got the release on 226. Gain, do not put that up at all. Threshold is on 31 or -31 decibels. So now with the noise gate and the Waves Tune auto tune, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
Now next we came in with the Fruity compressor. Some of y'all be asking me, why do I compress before I EQ and this, that, and the third? Honestly, I don't usually do it by the rules. This time I just felt like putting the compressor first, so I did it. It's not really a one or the other type of thing for me. Sometimes one will sound better than the other, but this time I just decided to compress the vocal first. Now threshold, -21, attack, 15.9, ratio, a 8:1 ratio. Release is on 234, gain is on 14.1, and the type is on soft. Now I'm not gonna lie, when you do use this X preset, if you wanna go for a different type of X style, like his more hard shit, you definitely could turn this soft to hard, or like even like a vintage, and it will give it a certain tone that you really would like. I like it on certain songs that have that type of style. So if you wanna go for that, go ahead and do so. But for this song, we kept it on soft, but mind you, this is interchangeable. So if you want to, you can play with this, with the type knob. But with the compressor on top of the other shit, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So as y'all can see, the compressor boosted it some. It's a little louder, it compressed the vocal some. Cool. Now EQs, if you already know, I will be saving the EQs for the motherfucking preset in the description. So go download that shit if you want the EQs, okay? It's nothing too hard, nothing too crazy, but we did get a little creative with it in comparison to other presets. So if you want to know how I did the EQ, go download that preset. But to show y'all how these EQs sound in the mix, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So as y'all can see, cleaned it up some, made it a little bit quieter, but we will be getting that back, okay? Now, next, Soundcloud. We kept the C preset on and put it up not even to 25%. I would say this is about 15%. I usually only will at max put it up to 25. It's very rare for me to put it up more than like 25%. So with the Soundcloud on, this is what we got, and now you can see this is already where some of that body and like volume comes back after we EQ.
I can waste your time.
As y'all can see, got a little volume back, and I did not keep this all the way to 100. This little mix knob right here, I took this down to 77%. For whatever reason, on a lot of songs when I use the Soundcloud, I just don't like it when it's all the way on 100, so I turned that down to about 77%. Now, next in the signal, we got the saturation knob. Now, if you have been watching me, you already know about this plugin and you probably already have it. If not, now, it's two settings. There's saturation type and saturation. I usually always keep the saturation type on keep high. I usually never change that. Saturation, this time we got it on 0.6, okay? Nothing too crazy, just added a little bit of top end saturation to the mix. But overall, with the saturation knob added in, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So yeah, not too much saturation, but just a little bit added on. Now, Maximus. All this is doing is de-essing the vocal. A lot of y'all still be asking me, what is Maximus doing? How the fuck does Maximus work? All I use Maximus for is to de-ess the vocal some. You see the settings, just go ahead, copy them. If you don't want to do all this extra ass work, I know I wouldn't, go in the description, go to my website and download the vocal preset. All you gotta do. But yeah, copy these settings for the de-esser if you want to, and boom, with the de-esser, this is what we got. This is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So now the S's are a little bit more tamed, and the last the last plugin in the signal chain is Fresh Air. Now here, didn't do too much crazy shit to it. I feel like this time we did a pretty well job prior to the Fresh Air EQing the vocal, and I didn't want to add too much like shine to it. So highs I didn't even touch. I left the highs alone. The mids I put on 3 just to boost them up a tiny bit. Don't go too crazy with Fresh Air. Some of y'all be having y'all shit on like 41 and 60, some crazy shit like that. Do not do that, please. It doesn't sound good. Now, overall, that doesn't mean you got to keep your shit to 3 and 0. Like majority of the time, I would say my Fresh Air stays on like 3 and 6. Sometimes you will catch me with my shit on like 14 and 21, but even then, that's pushing it. So make sure you're not going too insane with your Fresh Air, but with the Fresh Air on, for the signal, this is what we have so far. I forgot I had the fucking wet shits on, but it's alright. Overall, this is what we got for the signal now.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So yeah. With just the signal, overall, that's what we got. I forgot I had the wet effects on before, so, excuse that. But with the signal, all the dry effect shit, that's what we have. Now, to get into the sends, right? This is where our wet effects, like our reverb, delay, chorus, and shit like that comes into play. Now, reverb. Nothing too crazy, but you want to make sure for your sends, you keep the dry knob all the way down. Wet effects, or not wet effects, the wet knob all the way up. Because if you do not do that, you will be sending in the reverb will be sending in not only just the signal, but it will like double the shit and it'll sound fucking horrible. So make sure your dry knob is all the way down, your wet knob is all the way up. Mainly my main thing with this was size and decay. Size, I put it on 36, okay? And decay, I put it down to 2.2 seconds. I didn't want it too long. I didn't want too heavy of a reverb for this, so you know how that goes. I got some high cut, got some low cut, simple settings. So if you want to copy the settings, go ahead. If not, go download that motherfucking preset in the description. But with the reverb on, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh.
So boom. Next, send. We got the, oh wait, hold on. Before we do that, reverb sidechain. So look. This right here is a side chain for the reverb, which basically means that every time like the vocal is playing, right? Like when my vocal is playing, it's keeping the reverb down a bit. So basically when the reverb, or not when the reverb, when the vocal stops playing, basically what it does is it boosts the reverb up back to like its normal setting. So say I connect the signal to the reverb send, right? You see right here, it's on 36%. Now, mainly it's on 36% while the vocal is like ending, but while the vocal is playing, this reverb sidechain will take that down to about like, I don't know, like 14. So it's not like mixing in too much and like clouding up the mix with reverb the whole time. All right. Now, same situation with the delay sidechain. It's the same, well, it's not the exact same settings, but it's doing the same purpose overall. So you already know how that goes. But overall, with the delay itself, we don't have any, insane settings. It's basically just like a basic low pass delay, so we get more of like a lower tone in the delay to fill up those empty spaces. And since our vocal is already like a high-end based vocal, I got this low-end delay to kind of fill in the mix in the, in the EQ section. So overall, with the delay on as well, this is what it sounds like.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no.
So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But now, getting into the chorus end. Now, once again, this is a little different. This can look a little bit confusing. So like I said, if you don't want to do this shit yourself, go download that preset. It's in the description for y'all. Now, the wet sound, like the wet shit is right here, but it's not gonna be like a knob. This time it's like a little, well, it's a knob, but it's not like 0 to 100%. It changes from yes to no. So you wanna make sure it's all the way to the right on yes. All right, the rest of these settings you can go ahead and copy, but with that being said, this is what you will get for your chorus send.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no.
So, next send, and this is the last send actually, is the flangist send. Now we went for like a somewhat like clear, clean type of vocal for this, but overall I will actually show y'all how to dirty this bitch up if you want to, for like, the more harsh X vocals. Now, for the flangist, wet all the way up, dry, leave it alone. All these rest of these settings you can go ahead and copy if you want to. You can switch these up a little bit if you would like to, but with the flangist, this is what we got.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no.
So now, there you see, for the main vocal, we have a clean, clear main vocal for X. Now, overall, say you want a dirty X preset for like one of his more hard type of songs. What I will tell you to do is, for one, you can boost up this soundcloudizer. That'll give it more, like a little more of that sound you're looking for, and you can play around with the A, B, C, D presets. Now, next, this is key, the saturation knob. Pick which saturation type fits best for that dirtier type of song, and boost this saturation up to maybe like a 2. Not gonna lie, that shit will have your shit sounding right for like the dirtied up X vocals. That shit will work perfectly. The only reason I don't have it as a separate preset for y'all is because it's basically the same exact shit. So I'm trying to help y'all out and just tell y'all, instead of going and getting a whole separate preset, you could slap this preset on and change the saturation knob, because really you don't even have to use the soundcloudizer for that. You can just go straight to the saturation knob, boost the saturation some, switch the saturation type, and then take down the amount of wet effects you have, and boom, you have a dirty X vocal. Like the distorted, more type of like, dirty type of vocal. So boom. Now, getting into the ad-lib signal. This is basically the same shit, but it is EQ'd a bit differently. Just a bit. Now, overall, we turn this down, right? So we turn the mix knob down. So it's the volume is lower. So boom. Then here, you see the stereo separation. We separated it by 36%. All right. And then when we went in with the wet effects, it's a little bit more wet, right? But the key here with this ad-lib preset, you go to the master. I took this down to 88%. So basically, this reverb, like echo type of delay kind of sounds like, it's more like, I kind of went for like a ghost sound on it. So basically, I'm gonna show y'all what the ad-lib preset is hitting like, and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. And I did manually make it a high-pitched thing. So like when you slap this on, it's not gonna be a high-pitched vocal. I just did that just because I'm using it right now as a double, so you will be able to hear that behind the main vocal on certain parts. So overall, that's what we went for the ad-libs, you know, more of like a smooth, like echoey type of feel, not no like super different like radio effect type of ad-lib preset for y'all. So now, with everything together, this is what we have.
I can waste your time, or I can change your life, I say no. Oh, shorty, where you going? I just need one moment, so baby, keep your focus. I say, stay, baby, stay with me, stay, baby. Please don't run away, please don't stray away.
So yeah, y'all. That is everything in the X preset. It's nothing too insane, but it is in fact perfect if you want that X sound, whether you want it melodic or harsh. I showed y'all how to change it up some to make it a little more harsh for like the harder shit, and you can just boost the volume too with the saturation to kind of give it that more oomph. But like, as y'all can see, without the wet effects, it's basically that vocal. You just gotta dirty it up some with the saturation. But for that melodic feel, we're gonna start it off like that because that is the more complicated one to achieve. So yeah, like I said, if y'all want the more like dirty type of shit, you take these fucking wet effects down some to make it more of a dry vocal, and then take that saturation, boost that shit up, and boom, got you a dirty vocal. So overall, preset will be in the description for y'all. Thank y'all for watching the motherfucking video. If this helped you achieve more of an X sound, make sure you drop a motherfucking like. If you new to the motherfucking channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all YouTube niggas later. And by the way, I have not announced this on this channel yet, but I am working on my new gaming channel, okay? We be on Twitch, streaming, playing the game, shit like that. If you want to, join the Discord. It's on my second channel. It's somewhere on my channel. You'll find it. It's TGUWAPP Plays. You'll find it somewhere. But yeah, with that being said, drop a motherfucking like on the video. If you're new, drop a subscription. I almost said subscription. What the hell? But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm gonna see y'all YouTube niggas later. Peace.
Stay.